Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about something that has been kind of coming up a lot lately with everyone being so inactive and stuck inside and in quarantine. The question is, should I increase the amount of cardio that I do or make some kind of a change to my nutrition in order to help maintain my body weight during this time? So I want to give you a hypothetical example. So I'll give you some calories, a human, what are we saying? It's a human. I'll give you some calories in a human. So I'm going to give you an example of some calories that a hypothetical person may consume on a day-to-day basis, how much resistance training they normally do, and how much activity they typically do by way of NEAT or planned cardio, and then kind of break down why it might not necessarily be needed to make any changes. So I'm going to use an example of a 40-year-old female. She consumes on average 2,300 calories per day. So let's say that that's her maintenance calories. She currently weighs 70 kilograms or 154 pounds, and she is 22% body fat. Resistance trains maybe 4 times per week. They are typically 45 minutes to 60 minutes in duration, and she averages about 12,000 steps per day. So let's say, for example, and I'll use some arbitrary numbers, and this would be based off the types of expenditure that I might burn in a particular session. For her 4 resistance training sessions, let's say each of those 45-minute to 60-minute sessions burn around 300 calories. So over the course of the week, she would be burning around 1,200. Now for her 12,000 steps, whether or not this is planned low intensity exercise like walking around, taking the dog for a walk, or whether it's just part of her day-to-day activity, let's say those 12,000 steps that she accumulates over the course of a day burn around 250 calories. So therefore, over a 7-day period, that would equate to around 1,750 calories. This poor client, she is now stuck at home. She's able to only do a limited amount of resistance training. She's got some bands, she has a couple of light dumbbells, but isn't quite at the same level of difficulty or intensity as her normal gym routine. Let's say she burns 100 calories less in that particular session of 45 minutes to 60 minutes. So now she's only burning 200 calories. So over the course of the week, she's only accruing around 800 calories. So there's a 400 calorie difference just from that decrease in intensity of her training sessions. Now, the next thing, so let's say that she is not as active. Maybe her normal occupation requires her to be really busy. She's super active. She's running around, going up and down stairs all day. Let's take the worst case scenario, and now that activity has halved. So she's only doing 6,000 steps per day. Let's say that that means her total daily energy expenditure from that reduction in steps brings her back to say 125 calories for that day. So that's a 50% decrease in the amount of energy expenditure just from her step count. So let's do some math here. If we add those two things together, she's only decreasing her total energy expenditure from her resistance training and her daily steps by about 1,275 calories, but that's over the course of 7 days. So if you look at what that actually works out to be on a day-to-day basis, it's only 182 calories. So if 2,300 calories is her current maintenance calories, that's what helps her to stay at a stable weight, well then that's only 7.9% of her total energy expenditure going down. In previous videos, I've mentioned to you that we have a maintenance calorie range. It's not a static number, and we estimate that to be anywhere from say 5 to 10% in a positive or a negative direction. This decrease in exercise intensity from her resistance training and the decrease in activity from her daily steps going down is technically still within her maintenance calorie range. So for this particular individual, it's probably not even necessary for her to make any changes to her diet or her exercise, because her metabolism is probably going to adapt to that little bit of a decrease without noticing any too much of a weight gain. So some of you guys may be watching this and thinking, well, that's not really me. I know I'm really active and I burn a ton of calories when I'm at my gym session, and I also do a lot more activity during the day, and I am now so inactive, and I just know that my training is nowhere near as intense. So for someone like you, maybe, just maybe, you need to make a small reduction to your calories, or you might like to increase your activity by going for a light walk and trying to accrue back some of that mindless activity that you usually would be doing. But before you go and do anything, I would strongly recommend just leaving things as they are to begin with, and monitor your weight on a daily basis if you can, just for a week week and just see what happens. And remember to take your weekly average. Don't look at one outlier and go, oh my gosh, I see my weight spike up here, but then it's back to normal the next day. So make sure you are looking at your weekly average, not some of those outliers. So finally, a lot of people have been asking me, well, can I make up some of this inactivity with some high intensity interval training or some HIIT workouts? I have a lot of clients that are CrossFitters, people that love to go and do like hill sprints or running outside. I have a whole bunch of different people that are trying to do different or asking to do different things. So here's what I will say with regards to high intensity interval training as cardio. Yes, it is going to accrue a greater amount of total calories burned in that bout of activity, is that it actually increases the amount of AMP kinase, and that actually inhibits mTOR signaling, which is necessary for us to actually build muscle. So if you're somebody right now who is at least trying to maintain your lean body mass, adding in extra HIIT cardio may actually be very counterproductive to that resistance training that you're doing. If you are going to make up your activity and your daily movement, I would probably recommend first making some small adjustments to your nutrition so that you're not impeding your resistance training, or do something that is lower intensity, so walking or an easy bike ride, or just something that is a little bit more mindless and isn't going to increase the amount of that particular enzyme that inhibits muscle growth. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope that you have learned something from this. Hopefully you can apply it to your individual situation, because for some of us, we may not need to do or make any changes. If you like this kind of video, please let me know by giving this a like. And if there's a particular topic that you have in mind, leave me a comment below. I would love to go through and have a look and see what you guys find valuable and what you think is important. And then I can do a video on that too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more about this, why don't you check out our books online at the BioLane store. Links are in the description below.